Story of Prince Rajasimha. Once upon a time, there were 3 sons for the king who ruled the Vengai country. When all 3 of them grew up, the king called all 3 of them and said, "My sons, as I am getting older, I want to get you married soon," said father. The sons replied, "Father, whatever your wish, do it accordingly. Tell us whom we should marry," asked the children. "You all 3, take these 3 arrows and go to the open field. Shoot the arrows. Wherever they fall, there will be your brides." The king replied that they would be. The 3 princes bowed to their father and took leave, each with an arrow. They took and went to the open space. There they shot the arrows. The arrow of the eldest prince fell in the outer courtyard of a minister's house. The minister's daughter took and kept it. The second prince's arrow fell in a rich merchant's house. That his daughter took and kept. The last prince's arrow jumped high, also jumped here and there, and flew away. He searched everywhere for it. Finally, he came to the edge of a pond and sat down, worried and tired about what to say to his father. Then he heard some sound and turned around suddenly. He was very surprised to see a frog sitting there, holding his arrow in its mouth. Going to that frog, he asked, "Frog, frog, will you give me my arrow?" "I will give, but there is one condition," said the frog. "What is it?" asked the prince. "You must marry me," said the frog. "How could be it?" asked the prince. "How can I marry a frog? If you respect your father's word, you must marry me. I am the bride you have been waiting for," the frog replied proudly. The prince became very worried. He sat with his head bowed. But what to do? He didn't know any other way. So he took the frog to the palace. The king arranged all 3 weddings splendidly. The eldest prince married the minister's daughter. The second prince married the merchant's daughter. The third prince, Rajasimha, is married to a frog. After some time, the king called his 3 sons. "I want to test the skills of your wives, so I am going to have a competition for the 3 of them. The first competition is to see who is the best at tailoring. So each wife must bring me a shirt by tomorrow morning," he ordered. The 3 princes greeted their father and took their leave. Rajasimha returned to the palace and sat with worry, thinking about what to do. The frog slowly hopped and jumped towards him. "Prince, why are you sitting so sadly with your head down? What is your sorrow?" I asked, with love. "My father has said that I must sew him a shirt by tomorrow morning. But how can you sew?" he asked with sadness. "Prince, do not be sad. Go and lie down and sleep peacefully." The frog said that a good way will be found for this when the day breaks. The prince went and lay down without answering anything. The frog hopped to the outer gate. There, she took off her frog skin and transformed into a beautiful and wise princess. She clapped her hands and called out, and the maids came. "My maids, you must sew a shirt for me by tomorrow morning, the same kind that my father wears." She ordered to start the work soon. The servants also said they would do so. In the morning, the Prince Rajasimha woke up. The frog was hopping on the ground as always, but the shirt was made and wrapped in a beautiful cloth and placed ready on the table. Seeing that, Rajasimha became very happy. He took the shirt and went straight to his father. At that time, the other 2 princes were giving the king the shirts they had brought. The king opened and looked at the eldest prince's shirt. He gave this shirt to the nearby worker, saying that it would be suitable for those working here. The second prince took off his shirt. The king gave it to the old guard nearby, saying that this shirt would be suitable for the elderly to wear in winter. When the third prince, Rajasimha, opened the shirt he had brought, the king was very surprised to see that it was made with gold and silver brocade and intricate artwork. "Wow, isn't this suitable to wear on festival days?" he happily praised and took it for himself. Both elder brothers hung their heads down. It seems that it was not right for us to laugh at his wife. They were talking among themselves that she is not a frog, but a great magician, isn't she? After some time had passed, the king called his 3 sons and told them about the second task. "Your wives must prepare some food for me by tomorrow morning. I want to know who is the best in the culinary arts, he said. The third Prince Rasimhan came as usual, sadly. The frog asked, Prince, why are you so sad? He said, You have to prepare some food for my father by tomorrow morning. Okay. Don't worry. Go and lie down. If the day breaks, a way will be found, said the frog. First, the other two princesses, who had laughed at the frog, now sent a maid to see how the frog prepares food. But the frog understood the secret of the princesses. It kneaded a little vada dough and put it inside the base. Then it closed all the doors. The maids immediately ran and told the princesses what they had seen. They thought they could do as the frog did, but they were bewildered, unable to do anything. Like them, Rajasimha also wanted to see what the frog was going to do to cook. So he pretended to be asleep. The frog, thinking he was asleep, went to the kitchen, took off her frog skin, and turned into a beautiful princess. Rajasimha, seeing this, was amazed. The frog went to the outer door and clapped her hands and shouted, My maids, come here quickly and start the work, she said. Prepare a delicious feast like the one I eat at my father's house. She ordered that it should be completed by tomorrow morning. In the morning, when the prince, Rajasimha, woke up, the food items were prepared and placed ready on the table. The aroma pierced the nose, placed in a very elegant, beautifully decorated vessel. Making the viewer's mouth watering, Rajasimha was overjoyed. He placed them on a large plate and took them to his father. The king was receiving the food that the sons had brought. The eldest princess had burnt and charred all the food. It made one grimace just by looking at it. The king immediately pushed it away. Now the king opened the food made by the second princess. It was not cooked properly, and everything was raw. The king also put that aside, did not touch it. But seeing the food items brought by the third prince Rajasimha, he was very happy and said, Isn't this delicious food suitable to eat on festival days? And ate everything with pleasure. Then the king invited his 3 sons the next day to come to a feast with their respective wives. Now Prince Rajasimha became very worried. The frog hopped and jumped and came near the Prince Rajasimha. Prince, why are you like this? Did your father say something that upset you? What's the matter? I will try to resolve it if I can, she asked him with affection. The prince lamented, What will I do now? The king has said that I should bring you to the feast he is giving. I don't know how to take you before others, he said. Then the frog said, Prince, don't be sad. The frog, who said this, thought for a while. Then turned towards the prince. Go to the feast alone first. Then I will come and join you. That time great thunder and lightning will appear. Do not be afraid. If others ask you what the sound is, tell them that my wife Frog Coach is coming, and then she left. Similarly, Prince Rajasimha went to the feast alone. His 2 elder brothers came with their wives. Their wives, wearing the finest clothes and expensive jewelry, looked like angels. These 4 saw Rajasimha coming alone and made fun of him. They asked him why he had come alone without his wife. He could have brought his wife in a small cloth. Where did you to find such a beautiful wife? Did you search and wander around all the ponds? They mocked and ridiculed him in many ways. Meanwhile, the king arrived, and everyone stood up in respect. Then the king, the princes, their wives, and the guests sat down to eat. Then suddenly, a loud thunder and a flash of lightning appeared. The palace shook and trembled. The guests jumped up from their seats, hearing the noise. But Rajasimha said to them, Guests, do not be afraid. My frog wife is coming in the coach. Please sit down, he requested. Then, at the palace gate, a golden coach pulled by 6 white horses stopped. From it, a princess descended, like a sesame painting, in such a way that others would wonder if there was such a beautiful woman in the world. She was wearing a dress the color of the blue sky. Stars were embedded in them, and she wore a crescent moon as an ornament on her forehead. Her beauty could only be admired in person, not described in words. She came directly to Rajasimha and took his hand and led him to eat. Seeing that, everyone else followed them. Then the guests began to eat and drink and rejoice. Then, when the frog princess drank the fruit juice, she poured the fruit juice at the bottom into the left hand of her dress. And after eating all the meat dishes, she put the bones into the right hand of her dress. The wives of the elder sons who were watching her did the same. Everyone ate food and drank fruit juice. Then the time to dance came. Then the frog princess held Radhasimha's hands and started to dance. Seeing her spinning and spinning, the guests applauded. The frog princess waved her left hand. Then the fruit juice poured from her clothes splashed and turned into a pool. Then she swung her right hand, and all the bone fragments she had put in it splashed and turned into beautiful swans, and they swam in the pond. Seeing this, the wives of the elder princes did the same as the frog princess. But alas, pity, the bones and fruit juice they had placed were splattered on the faces of the guests. Therefore, the king became very angry and ordered them both to leave the place immediately. In the meantime, the third prince, Rajasimha, secretly slipped away without anyone knowing and ran to his palace and urgently put the frog suit in the fire and burned it. Then he thought that she would remain in this beautiful form without changing back into a frog. The frog princess, who came running behind, saw it and was very sad. "Prince, what have you done? If you had waited a little longer, I would have lived my whole life with this form. Now you have spoiled everything. But now there is no other way. Goodbye." The frog princess, who said, "Beyond the 7 seas and 7 mountains, in the forest where the 10-headed demon lives, search for me and rescue me." After saying this, she transformed into a cuckoo and flew away through the window. Radhasimha cried and lamented. King and his brothers asked him what happened. Rajasimha told the whole story and asked his father's permission to set out and search for her. The king agreed immediately, and his brothers also wanted to help him. On hearing this, Rajasimha was very happy. All the 3 princes started their journey on horses in search of Princess. Continues.